Hello, this is Doc Severson for the ReadySetCrypto OMNIA newsletter market update for Sunday, the 26th of January. I'm going to start out today's video report a little bit differently because we're starting to see some titanic forces shifting around in the markets, and it very well may affect crypto in the short term. Ultimately, I don't know how it's going to affect it in the long term. Really, the short term is my focus here. My sense is the market will let us know about the longer term from this. First chart here is the 10-year note. So this is the CBOE 10-year Treasury note yield. And you can see these numbers over here. The price scale is essentially the interest rate. So 2% is right there. 1.7% is here. And guess what? Since last October, so this is almost a year and a half ago, the rate's been going from about 3.2%, and this was a rising rate environment back in. And since that point, we've been in a declining rate environment. And this has actually put the Federal Reserve in the United States kind of back on their heels. They're not sure how to stay in front of this thing. And they've had to cut rates a couple of times in 2019, but the latest directive that we've gotten from them is that hands off, we're not really anticipating any more cuts. Anything else is going to happen. Everything's going to stay steady. Well, the Fed is always usually the last body to really understand the gravity of what's happening. And usually they're sort of backed into a corner and forced to react to what's already happening. So they set interest rate policy, right? That's the Federal Reserve's job, is to set interest rate policy, as is the ECB as well, too. So this started moving down well before the Fed actually reacted to it. In fact, little known fact here is that the Fed actually raised rates back here in December of 2018, which was not well received by the market. The overall stock market sold off really hard on that. And then all of a sudden, as we got into 2019, the Fed said, oh, yeah, we were just, never mind that. We're just kidding. And they've cut rates a couple of times since then. Well, guess what? Now, those of you that are familiar with chart patterns, this is a weekly chart, by the way. This is a bear flag. And finally, I've been warning you guys about this. It finally did start to break lower just this week. Maybe it's a coincidence, but we've had the coronavirus thing as well, too. It's always some kind of odd exogenous event that kicks off market moves. So did anybody anticipate another, like, an Ebola type virus coming, which was back in 2014? So it's been years since we've been dealing with anything like that. There was a worldwide panic for a short period of time, and it seems like we've got one on our hands. We've got a little bit of news coming today. The 4th U.S. case of coronavirus confirmed in the Los Angeles area. Okay, so I'm anticipating, and I'm cutting this about 5 hours before the end of the trading day when it comes to current cryptocurrency. So that's 5 hours before midnight UTC. And I believe that when the U.S. stock futures open at 6 o'clock p.m. tonight, my time, I think we're going to start to see a pretty nasty move. Now, on a weekly chart, you don't see much of anything, but you can see that Friday on the S&P 500, again, the stock index that is most representative of the entire equity nation, that we had a key reversal bar. We had a higher high and a much lower close. That's also a bearish engulfing pattern. I believe that there's a good chance that we're going to see maybe even up to a 10% haircut. We've had an uninterrupted rally of about 10% in the stock market. And as you guys know, there's kind of a negative correlation between the equity markets and crypto. If equity markets are going higher, that's certainly a desirable asset that's paying dividends and gives people warm and fuzzy feelings about stability. And crypto is out there going, hey, look at me, invest in me, please, invest in me, please. And so it's kind of difficult if somebody's got an investing dollar as to whether or not, should I put it into large caps to pay a dividend, or should I put that investing dollar into cryptocurrency? Institutions are asking the same questions as well. So I believe that cryptocurrency may be a short-term benefit of all this. So far today, we're up in Bitcoin about 2.6%. And so far, this is shaping up to be what might be a higher low, and that's good. So like I said, this week we're in consolidation. We've got to build up some energy. Let's go look at the RSI Laguerre, and presto, we now have a pile of energy, not only at the daily chart, but let's see, the weekly chart looks really, the weekly chart, it's fine. As long as there is no exhaustion there, there's plenty of energy to push this thing around either way. So we do have a good amount of energy. If we get down to something like the 1 hour chart, we can see that we've started to transition to a 1 hour chart uptrend. Let's see if that's propagated to a 5 hour chart. So far, we have a higher low and a higher high. I would say we have now an uptrend on the 5 hour chart, which is important. Rule number 2 states that reversals start from the inside out and they propagate upwards. So we have the 1 hour reversal, we have a 5 hour reversal. Do we have a daily reversal? No, not yet. I think what we're going to need to see is on this daily reversal, this is all a high, going from a higher high to a higher low. So we would need to see this break above 9,200 to confirm the uptrend. So I think there's a good chance that we have short-term fear and panic around the world. And what we're definitely seeing is, you know, gold has been a huge recipient of this lately over the last couple of days, breaking higher from here. And I think we're going to find that cryptocurrency is also one of those, like precious metals, a gold proxy kind of thing. Now, is that going to also go across the rest of the market? Well, there's going to be sort of a carryover effect to the rest of at least the top 10, top 20 or so. Ethereum is doing okay. We have, this is Bitcoin SV after that initial pop. It's just in consolidation, nothing to see here. Bitcoin Cash, if it gets above, I'd say this is going to have to get above 360 to verify this. You can see this on a short term. We're still kind of in a downtrend here. And so that's going to have to break above 360 to get that 5 hour uptrend in place. Litecoin, same thing. We're going to have everything in just about the same type of pattern. We have Binance Coin. That actually looks really good. I like this consolidation. There's a ton of, the tighter the pattern, the better in my mind. Monero, kind of sloppy, looking okay. Ethereum Classic looks actually really good. This is a really tight consolidation. Here's Decred. Decred needs to figure it out right now. There's not very good linearity in the price pattern. Okay. EOS, that's a nice looking pattern. Ripple, not so thrilled with, but it's there. And, you know, some of the other ones that we'll look at here, like Cardano, you know, as we go further down the list, we're going to have less linearity to the pattern. Now, some of the swing trades that we've been watching are also setting up nicely, like Chainlink looks really good right now. A lot of energy for this. And also, one of the ones I've looked at lately is Ocean. This is in the process of printing the higher low. This needs to break above, I'd say about 450 or so to really confirm that higher high and get this thing moving. So I want to move back to the 10-year note again and finish up here. Keep an eye on this. So this is just ticker TNX, which TradingView will show. Just about every charting platform will follow this. This is extremely heavily followed around the world. And this is sort of a proxy for the economy, if you will. If we start to see this thing driving down, which is quite honestly where the administration would like to see it, because, you know, lower rates means that our products are more affordable around the world, and it also drives more money into equities. Now, you might say, well, why isn't that happening? Why isn't, because the rates are dropping, why isn't money just piling into equities right now like crazy? Well, enough of it is. But really, the issue here is uncertainty. Right now, this is causing uncertainty. It's okay if we have stable rates, but rates that move, especially rates that move, and we've got another Fed meeting this week, this Wednesday. So I'm prepared for an extraordinarily volatile week. I think that all kinds of things will be happening, and those that can take advantage of the volatility will see some opportunity this week. So watch this. If this just bottoms out here and pops higher from there, then game is over and it's going to be tougher for Bitcoin to grab any attention. because money will be flowing back into the markets again. But if we drop from here, that sense of uncertainty is going to continue to push money into alternative instruments that are considered to be a hedge. That's it for today's report. Have a great rest of the weekend. I'll see you guys on Monday. Take care.